Kush's movie review.
This week on Kush's movie review, Kush is talking about Lisa Frankenstein, a movie where Homer Simpson's daughter unfortunately passed away, but he was like, "Oh, I can't have this, or Marge is going to be all upset." So he hooks Lisa up to the car battery and starts her up, and it's alive, it's alive. And then we see what happens when Lisa becomes reanimated into Springfield.
Yeah, like you said, my guy. Well, you're completely wrong about the synopsis, but I still appreciate all your effort you do with those.
Appreciate it.
We are talking Lisa Frankenstein. This is a PG-13 movie, and it is 141. God damn it! How do I keep doing this? 1 hour and 41 minutes.
Oh, that's
which
much
is
better than
significantly
that.
shorter than 141 minutes. I even put 1 hour for anyway. 1 hour 41 minutes. Movie's kind of long for me, but I'm not going to take away any time. I'm definitely not going to say they should have added more time. This is directed by a woman named Zelda Williams. I'm not familiar with her at all.
That's Robin Williams' daughter.
Oh, far out. Is that just a fact?
No,
just the facts,
it's a
man.
button. Thanks. All right.
Because I know because Robin Williams is a big fan of the Legend of Zelda games, and so
just the facts, man.
Just the facts, man.
He named his daughter Zelda. Unless there is another Zelda Williams out there, I'm pretty damn sure this is Robin Williams' daughter.
All right. Well, you know what? It's too late to go back to the IMDb. So I'm not familiar with Zelda Williams. I don't know if this is her first film or her 17th film, but she definitely directed it. This is written by Diablo Cody, who is an Academy Award winner for her screenplay for Juno, like 2007 or something. Juno, another romantic comedy about teenage pregnancy that I did not watch, with the then Ellen Page, who is now Elliot Page. By the way, that guy looks to be like living his best life right now. Guys, I'm a middle-aged man. I'm stuck in my ways. I don't understand a lot of things these days. But Elliot Page seems to be doing fantastic, and I'm here for it. And I say, go, buddy. Let's have a couple beers and pick up some chicks. Anyways, Diablo Cody wrote this. This stars Kathryn Newton, who plays Lisa Frankenstein, whose real name is Lisa Swallows. I feel like there was supposed to be a bunch of jokes surrounding that, and they never went into it. It's very casual. Like, it's just Lisa Swallows report to the principal. Like, even the class within the story never snicker about it. I'm just like, oh, okay, well, that's what we're doing.
Maybe it's like it's on a level where it's kind of like it becomes like funnier because it's like, wait, is this a joke? Wait, am I the childish one?
You know what, Mike? I absolutely did harbor those feelings. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to be laughing at that, but I'm not. But because I thought about laughing at it, does that make me wrong? The answer is no. Anyways, this also stars a woman named Lisa Soberano, and I think she's actually the breakout star of this movie. She plays the stepsister to Lisa Frankenstein. And when I say stepsister, you automatically think like she's just gonna be a bitch the entire time. Nope. This chick is like trying to engage with Lisa, trying to make her part of the family. When evil stepmom, who is played by Carla Gugino, like tries to like hammer something in on Lisa that's unfair, like stepsister's there to like, no, mom. don't do that. She didn't do anything wrong. And then our monster is played by a gentleman named Cole Sprouse, if I wrote that down correctly. He has one line of dialogue. Surprise, surprise. Spoiler alert. It's at the very end of the film. So, but his entire performance is based on literal guttural sounds and facial gestures, much like the lady from The Shape of Water. However, this is done for more comedic effect because he's a reanimated corpse, who, by the way, has been dead 200 years and hasn't rotted away. Go figure. I don't know how this stuff works, but whatever.
Uses a lot of Old Spice to make himself still.
Yeah. This is trying to be just a campy comedy. It's if anything else had come out this weekend, I would have gladly seen it. And the way my schedule worked this week, I worked 25 days or 25 hours over a 48-hour period, and then only had a small window of time to see this movie before the Super Bowl started. And sure, I don't have to see the Super Bowl, but I'm civically obliged because the 49ers were in it. Anyways, this was homework for me. And despite saying all that, as of February 14th, 2024, we haven't seen the Bob Marley thing. We will not be talking about Madam Web next week. We will not be talking about that dog shit. This is current, as much as we love The Beekeeper, this is currently the best movie theatrically released of 2024. I imagine that's going to change very quickly, but as of right now, this was the best movie I've seen in a theater theatrically. I just reiterated that. Anyways, I don't know what else to say. This is about a girl whose mother was murdered by a serial killer, very, very much Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees type of killing. It's brought up only a couple times. It never comes back. It's just brought up just to sprinkle in some seeds and let you know, like, this is why this chick is so fucked up. I honestly thought we were going to come back to that and it was going to end up being her father who was the killer. Again, this never comes up, and no, dad is not a killer. In fact, it's kind of strange how boring he is, and with the fact that he is so boring, it's weird that he married Carla Gugino. She's not a prize in this movie. Very beautiful woman outside of this movie, but the character is very ugly. And you're like, why did you marry this woman 6 months later? What happened there? That's never brought up. Lisa Swallows is going through this normal stuff that a normal horny 17-year-old girl is going through in high school. It is just a fact, man. And you know, she's weird and she's moody. Obviously, her mom got murdered, but no one else understands that. So they're just like, well, that weird chick, blah, 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 blah. One night she goes to a party reluctantly with her stepsister and is then spiked. Someone gives her a spiked cup. I don't know if LSD is in it or PCP or whatever it is. Like, one guy goes like, you just gave her all the PCP. I would hope they didn't give her PCP, but that bitch also didn't like try and punch through a windshield. But anyways, there's an electrical storm, and then this guy that she's been, Lisa Swallows hangs out in a cemetery that's supposedly haunted. She has attached herself to a specific tombstone. She has created this whole narrative about this guy. The tombstone, again, it's 200 years old, so it's worn down. Doesn't even know his full fucking name, but she's created this whole narrative and kind of has a crush on the dead guy. And then the electrical storm happens. Oh, Mike Fish, you have a question.
Yeah, who is it that created the narrative?
Her.
Who?
Lisa Swallows. All right. You're a child. Anyways, whoever this guy is comes to life because of a lightning storm, manages to find her at her suburban home. And then at first she's a little bit afraid, but then she's like, wow, fucking dead guy. I can get into this, whatever. It's set in 1989. They make some very specific references like, hey, we're all getting ready to go see a matinee of Look Who's Talking. Do you want to join us? No? Okay. Oh, you have the club in your car? This is an anti-theft device. It is not an actual club for hitting people. It's the nostalgia on this is very specific, but it's also sprinkled out liberally, and I appreciate that. They don't force it down your throat, but when they hit it, they hit that nail right on the fucking head. So there's an 80s montage where Lisa Frankenstein, Lisa Swallows, kicks the monster into a closet. You can do that every time? Fair enough. Okay.
You have
now
no
know.
idea how much I had to withhold when you said about they don't force it down your throat. I was going to make another reference, but
You're nasty. But anyways, they do an 80s montage where for whatever reason she actually has like men's clothes in her closet. I don't know. But whatever. We get a little stuff like that. And then at some point, stepmom has to die. I'm not going to tell you how, not going to tell you why. But the Frankenstein part is obviously we have a dead cadaver walking around 200 years old and is not decomposed. But at some point, Lisa Frankenstein takes her stepmom's ear and sews it on the dude's face.
as you do.
As you do, as will happen. And then, we kill a couple more people. We use a couple extra body parts for things that aren't working. You can actually put the giggity giggity goo in there. Giggity 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 goo. I don't want to make that a spoiler, but let your imagination play, kids. Look, this movie was not for me. The entire time it was homework, but I appreciated where it was going. I appreciate who it's for. They try and sneak in some Easter eggs, and motherfuckers, you Diablo Cody, you ain't cute with that shit. There's there's a set of cops. One is named Officer John. John is the last name. The other one is Officer Waters. This is a reference to the director John Waters. I don't know if you're familiar with him, Mike Fish. He's done Serial Mom. Those were his mainstream. That was his mainstream hit. But he did some early 70s cult stuff like Pink Flamingos, where like we're getting like transgender people involved, hermaphrodites, just weird fat chicks in a diaper. Very cultish stuff, very cult classic stuff. You either love it or you hate it. I hate most of it, but John Waters is a fascinating person. However, fuck your Easter egg, Diablo Cody. I don't care about it. Having said all that, again, as of this week, 7 weeks into the new year of 2024, this is currently the best film that is available in theaters right now. I can only give it a 3 out of 5. I recognize a lot of great performances. Again, there's Lisa so-and-so, breakout star. I look forward to seeing more of her. I absolutely enjoyed her character. And then at one point, she gets traumatized and she has a full arc. So, yeah, this isn't a bad movie, but it's for horny 14-year-old girls going through phases where they're like, I'm going to wear a tutu and combat boots to school.
Ooh.
Go ahead. Also, eccentric gay guys are going to love this. This definitely wasn't for me. I don't know if it would be for you. Mrs. Fish, I can see her finding the charm and the quirkiness in this. But again, this came out this weekend and only debuted at number 2. Whereas Argyle, which we said was absolutely a steaming pile of shit, somehow still made money and went ahead of it. So Lisa Frankenstein, not going to be in theaters much longer. So if you absolutely want to see it in the theaters, jump on this now. Again, we haven't seen the Bob Marley movie. We haven't seen Madam Web. Maybe those are better. I doubt Madam Web is. But Lisa Frankenstein, 3 out of 5. In a disappointing calendar right now, it is the best thing out there currently.
Also,
breaking news.
I had it confirmed that this was indeed directed by Robin Williams' daughter. Zelda.
Okay, fine. Do we know if she's directed other things?
She has.
Such as?
So she was director of Kappa Kappa Die in 2020.
All right, that's not a main. Oh yeah, 2020. The other thing got lost in the streaming hell.
And she also wrote, produced, and directed a short comedy drama film in 2018 called Shrimp.
All right, so this is still new stuff for her. Very impressive debut then for her. Outside of that one film from 2020, for a sophomore movie, then very good. You did better than Bradley Cooper, madam.
Yeah. Plus, she's done some acting, a little bit of acting.
Okay.
But yeah, she's done some video game voiceover work because she's claimed to be a big fan of her namesake. So good.
Yeah, why not? All right. Cool again. I imagine we're going to see more from Zelda Williams then in the future.
Fingers crossed.
Nah, not going to do that.
So what was it? 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5
for Lisa Frankenstein. Speaking of, by the way, you said about the before we sign off on this movie review. You mentioned the Bob Marley movie is coming out soon. Can I say right? I got a bone to pick with whoever. I don't know, because on Netflix right now there is a documentary about Bob Marley. Right?
Okay, good to know.
And the title of it is "Who Shot the Sheriff?" ? Right?
That's so silly. Yes.
And I was like, I get what they're trying to do, but Bob did. He literally says it in the song. Like, if you want to be clever, like he says, I shot the sheriff. But I did not shoot the deputy. So if you wanted to put "Who shot the deputy?" ? The Bob Marley story,
that would have been a better title.
That'd be quite clever. But "Who shot the sheriff?" Like, you've literally made a Bob Marley documentary, and you're not familiar with one of his most famous songs where he's literally saying, "I did it, hey, mate, over here, boop boop, Bobby did it." But that's kind of annoyed me more than it probably should have. But there you go. Check that out. But yeah, that Bob Marley movie does look good. That does look interesting.
Just the facts, ma'am.
All right.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not another rehash of like George Foreman and Whitney Houston, where this happened and then this happened and then this happened and then he got shot.
Hopefully.
But we'll talk about probably next week.
That's all, folks.
Play me off, Johnny.